Wesleyan University Department of Theater and Dance's production of Medusa's Tale. Tonight's performance will have no intermission. The actors will be masked, and we ask that you wear a mask at all times and observe social distancing rules. Please remain in your seat while the performance is going on. This production involves depictions of sexual assault and mild flashing lights. Film and flash photography is prohibited. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Is the severed head of Medusa, the Gorgon known throughout Greece to be the most loathsome of creatures. Hideous vipers sprout from her scalp. They are still alive and writhing, though she is dead. One glance at them, and you would turn to stone. Many men perished, trying to slay this vile monster. Then I came to the barren island where she lived in exile.
Hey, you. Slow down. You'll catch up with your destiny whether you run or crawl.
I am the hero Perseus, son of the great god Zeus.
And I'm Medusa, cast out by gods and kings. You come to slay me, I presume? Hack out your tongue. You warriors, you're all alike. Look at these gentlemen, civilized young fellows from the very best of families, yet no appreciation whatsoever for the art of conversation.
It's true then?
Of course, not a word to say, any of them, even when they were living flesh.
It's true that you turn people into statues just by looking at them.
So they say.
Evil monster, beware!
Do I look like an evil monster? Tell me, I want to know.
Don't think you can trick me into meeting your eyes. Athena has blessed me with wisdom. She has sent me to carry out her will.
Athena. If you're her slave, then I'll gladly stop your blood dead in your hand.
I'm not her slave. I am her brother. She is the greatest goddess of them all, sprung fully armed from Zeus's noble brow. And I too am a child of the almighty Zeus, Lord of the heavens.
You and a few thousand other Greek bastards.
I am the son of Zeus. Who but he could have slipped through the bars of that tower, 100 feet high, where she was locked up? My mother.
And how did Zeus manage this fancy trick? Did he come as a mosquito and buzz in between the bars of her prison window? Did he impregnate her with a sting?
Blasphemer! He came as a shower of gold.
Are you Danae's child? She did have a son, but they were both drowned long ago, she and her baby.
Did you know my mother?
I knew Danae. We were girls together. She used to braid my hair while I told her stories of distant lands. She was hungry for knowledge, and her father killed her.
My mother told me we were rescued from the sea when I was a baby.
Is she alive? Is she all right?
Yes, she's fine. She is the beloved of Zeus. Even now, kings beg to marry her, and she turns them down.
But suppose they don't beg, or even ask permission. What can she do then?
When I've cut off your head and can wield your power, none of them will dare to touch her. I'll turn them all to stone if they so much as look at her.
When you get angry, you knit your brows just the way Danae used. Stop, don't turn away from me. Close your eyes, let me look at you. You have your mother's figure, long and slim.
Don't touch me, hag! I don't believe you could have known my mother. She would never have gone near such a Monster is you!
I was no monster then. I was honored for my beauty. Poseidon himself was in love with me.
Liar! Crone! I'll kill you for your evil lies!
Kill me! You don't even dare look at me!
I can see your hateful image in my shield. Athena told me what I was to do.
Hard to fight with your back to death. Careful! Don't hack away at your fellow heroes. You'll only ruin your blade. Step right behind you. Oops! You missed. It's hard hitting a moving target with your eyes squeezed shut. Oh no, watch out! Oh. All these dead heroes, they get in the way of things, cluttering up the landscape, falling on top of people.
My sword!
Don't worry, I've got it.
Go ahead if you're going to kill me. One quick thrust should do it. What are you waiting for? Don't expect me to beg. Even in death, I'm the son of Zeus.
And of Danae. How long before she stops thinking you'll come running off the next boat, bursting with pride? Swear by her name that you'll leave without trying to harm you, and I'll let you go.
Go? Without proof that I'm a hero? If I were content with that, I'd have stayed at home. I must prove that Danae has received the love of Zeus.
Why? What good is the love of Zeus?
I didn't come here to discuss theology. Kill me and be done.
But I want to discuss theology. Do you know what the love of the gods has done for me?
Everyone knows. You were cursed by the gods for your crimes.
No one knows. If I set you free, will you go home to Danae? Will you tell her my story?
I'll never go home unless I can take your bloody head with me.
All right. If it has to be that way.
What are you doing? You're crushing my leg!
I'm trying to set you free. Are you going to help or just lie there? Go on. Push. Oh, there we go. Can you stand on that leg?
Ow!
You might as well sit. Put your feet up. I want to tell you a bedtime story.
Where's my sword?
It's safe. You can have it back once the story's over. Listen closely so you may know for yourself what the love of the gods is worth. Close your eyes. That's a good one. Now we are in Athens. See there, on the hill above the well, glaring white against the blue horizon, Athena's sanctuary. See the columns? Tall and strong and straight, like the goddess herself. And here she comes, goddess of justice, favorite daughter of Zeus. Here comes Poseidon, earth shaker, brother of Zeus and lord of the oceans.
Honored uncle, what brings you to my blessed city?
Just passing through. How's the olive business?
Flourishing. Thanks to the olive tree, all the citizens of Athens enjoy my bounty.
And the women and slaves of Athens enjoy a mule's life.
Slaves must drive the mill wheels so their masters are free to keep the wheels of justice turning. In a just state, each man bears his proper burden.
To stand in front of the courthouse, arguing all day, is that the proper burden of a free man?
I have given the Athenians the gift of law and commerce, and they adore me for it.
They're frightened of Zeus and his thunderbolts, that's all. If they snubbed you, it would make him angry.
You're jealous of the love these mortals bear for me.
Love? You're far too icy-hearted to know anything about love.
Naturally, I disdain the appetites that drive mere beasts to grunt and thrash.
Now, here comes a truly lovable being. Who's she, the dark one with her hair down her back?
She's not half so pretty as the other.
I abhor your pale, sickly Athenian girls, their cheeks painted with lead. They look as if they were dying.
The dark one is Medusa. Her father is Perseus, one of your minor deities, I believe. She has been conducting a faithful pilgrimage to all my temples. She blesses me for protecting her chastity, the well
Chastity, the emptiest of all the empty virtues.
She loves me with a girl's pure, virtuous love.
Ah, but if she knew the love of a real God.
She would spurn you and your brutish love.
Do you think so? Let me have just half an hour alone with her.
You may have half of all eternity. Nothing you can do could wrest her love from me.
We'll see.
I don't know what girls are like where you come from, but around here your father would beat you for talking to girls in the street.
Oh, my father's much too busy to worry about that sort of thing. He's responsible for the whole of the Aegean Sea.
Really? What did he do?
Oh, everything. He manages riptides, whirlpools, tends to the undersea forests, stuff like that. When I was younger, he used to let me help him. Once I sunk a ship by mistake, and I cried, but he just laughed and got them in the shore somehow.
I don't believe you really sunk a ship.
Well, hardly anybody was drowned.
Would you show me something?
Actually, I can't. I never learned how to do much of anything by myself. I just did what father told me to, and when I got older, he stopped asking me to help him.
But he lets you go anywhere and talk to anyone?
I haven't seen him in months.
But that's horrible. Who will arrange a marriage for you?
Oh, I don't want to get married. He's not so much older, maybe 25 or even 30.
No one will want to marry you then. Do you suppose the wedding night is fun?
Oh, probably not half so much fun as being courted.
What's fun about that? The man looks you over, asks your father about the dowry.
That part of it.
What else is there?
You know.
Tell me.
Well, suppose a man catches your glance in the marketplace, and you look away and look back, and he's smiling, and you can almost feel his eyes on you.
But I would be afraid to look at a man that way.
Or suppose he pretends to notice the hair comb is slipping. He buries his strong fingers in your locks, and his breath warms your neck.
I better go. I thought you were chaste, or I would have never spoken to you.
Of course I'm chaste. I'm as chaste as Artemis or Athena. I want to be stuck like other girls, nursing babies and fetching water. Like that girl, what's her name? Crisis, the one who practices begging me to fill the pitcher for her.
But if you're chaste,
Oh, you needn't stand there gaping. It's only Poseidon.
only Poseidon? Don't you know what they say about him? He's famous, infamous, I mean, for ravishing women. Oh, he's looking at us. Oh dear, I think he's coming over
Are
here.
you running home to your mother?
You should run too.
Why? Athena will protect me.
Look, he's coming over here.
You forgot your pitcher!
I hope I haven't driven your friend away.
Oh, I just met her at the well. I don't even know her name.
And what's your name?
Medusa. I'm the daughter of Perseus.
Perseus! How dare he make you fetch and carry like an ordinary girl?
Who says he does?
Not he. Then what man enthralls you?
No man has ever enthralled me. I met a girl on her way to the well.
That skittish creature who ran away just now?
No, another one. Crisis. She was a young bride, and she was in a great hurry because she wanted to go home to visit her mother. So I told her I'd fill her pitcher for her and meet her here.
If she were my young bride, she wouldn't want her mother's arms.
She was a very young bride, 14 at the most.
How old are you?
17.
Too old for a mother's caresses?
I never knew my mother. She died when I was born.
You're old enough to be a mother yourself.
Oh, I don't want children. That's why I follow Athena.
Do you know who I am?
Of course, you're Poseidon. My father works for you.
The land and the sea work for me. I control earthquakes and tidal waves. Wouldn't you like to bear the child of a god?
No.
But it's gold laid up in the heavens.
My friend Danae had a child by Zeus once, and her father killed her for it. An oracle told him he would be killed by his grandson, so he killed the baby and Danae too, so she wouldn't produce any more sons. Threw them both in a casket and shoved them out to sea. They must have drowned or starved.
A god would never allow a son of his to come to harm. For all you know, Danae could be seated on a throne at the top of Mount Olympus, or lying at the bottom of the sea.
Well, I can't wait for that girl Crisis forever. If she's not here by sunset, she'll have to fend for herself.
Of course I could always pay a visit to my brother Zeus and find out about Danae for you.
Would you?
For a price. Don't you care to know what's happened to your friend Danae?
What good would it do? I'm sure she's dead.
All right then. Be seeing you.
Wait! What's your price?
To intercede on behalf of your friend. What would you give me?
My hair. I'll cut off all my hair and give it to you. Men beg me for just one lock. They say they will keep it always. It will be their dearest treasure.
You have a dearer treasure than your shiny hair. Have you given that away?
I don't know what you mean.
Don't you? I think you do.
Stop, you're hurting me.
All I want is a kiss. Don't clench your teeth.
Stop, you promised to let me go.
After a taste of your lips, what did you expect? If you didn't intend to be friendly, you should have run away long ago. So you bite, do you? Listen. Oh! And kick, too. That's all right. I like a little spice in my stew. That's right. Run along to Athena's sanctuary. It's a fine and private place. Let me get that door for you, my dear.
In Athena's name, please, this is holy ground.
Wherever I walk is holy ground.
Athena, please help me, Athena.
So, Athena, do you still claim the girl is yours?
I didn't count on you brutalizing her within the walls of my own temple. It's an offense against all the gods.
So run to Zeus, little Athena, bright eyes. I know you're his favorites. But he won't punish me merely for taking godly liberties with a mortal girl.
But for profaning a temple.
Who says it was profane? I say it was a holy sacrifice.
There will be no harmony in the heavens till penance has been done.
So punish the girl for taking refuge in your temple. Am I to blame because she clung to the feet of your statue as I took her from behind? Hush, here she comes. Let us see if she still adores you. Oh, come now, my dear, don't cry. There's no harm done.
Stay away from me.
Come to me, Medusa. We'll see that he pays the proper price for what he's done. Oh, there. Your clothes are tattered and filthy. He's made a beast of you. Oh, you smell like rotting fish.
She smells salty and wet like an ocean breeze. What could be more enticing?
Hide me, Athena. Don't let her touch me, please.
That's right, bright eyes. Hide the girl behind your skirts. But you did nothing as we took our pleasure in the heart of your temple. You stood in the doorway and watched. And I'm sure it was a fine sight to see.
Athena, please tell me he's lying.
What was I to do? Mix in a lustful brawl with Poseidon on the floor of my own temple? I leave such foolery to the likes of Eros and Aphrodite.
But you raped me.
And you should have run away. It's foolish pride for a mortal girl to have no fear of the gods.
But I put my faith in you. Don't turn away from me.
Can't you clean yourself up a little?
See, Medusa, Athena will have nothing more to do with you. Come, you'll live with me in my golden palace.
Don't go with him. I'll take you home to your father.
Like this, he'd think I was a fool.
Her father won't dare to harbor her, not when she's lost my favor. And no man would pay a bride price now for her. I'm generous to take her.
You're still lured to her, that's all. Like a dog to its vomit. Medusa, if you go with him, everyone will shun you.
On the contrary, only as my concubine will she gain any respect. And if she's a sweet, tender girl and treats me as a god deserves, I'll give her jewelry and fine sons and make all my minions bow to her, even her father.
You won't have her. No one will have her. Father Zeus, Thunderer, give me the power to punish this sacrilege.
on fire!
Zeus has struck you with his lightning. The pain will soon subside, but the vipers will remain. A testament to your sacrilege and a warning to all inglorious mortals. Come, look at your reflection. See the penance you have earned.
Poseidon, help me! Help me rip them out!
You would sooner tear your scalp out, and should you try to cut them off, they'll only grow again more hideous still.
Nothing could be more hideous. In all the wild seas, I have never seen a creature quite so vile.
Will you turn from me too, Poseidon? I was to be your queen.
Never my queen.
Your concubine, then please, I'll go with you. I'll learn to find pleasure in your touch. I'll bear your son.
You would bear me monsters.
But look at me! You once found me beautiful. My eyes are still bright. My lips still moist. My skin still smooth as cream.
Listen to her, hucking her wares like any street girl.
If you do not love me anymore, Poseidon, then pity me. Don't leave me!
You dare turn to him who ruined you and beg for pity?
You turned away from me.
And now every creature on earth will turn away from you. See those women hurrying to be home by dark? Soon, the tale of your infamy will spread among them, and they will learn not to be so unafraid.
There's Crisis. I was waiting for her. Crisis. Crisis! Crisis, don't look at me like that.
Don't waste your breath. She'll stand there gaping for all eternity. And any other mortal who lacks the wisdom to turn his back on you or close his eyes will turn to stone.
Wait, don't leave me! I'm afraid to be alone.
I never really wanted to come here. Let me go before you cloud my wits completely.
No one's keeping you, my young hero. Just be careful of your leg and watch out for the statuary. Here's your sword. You can use it as a cane. Goodbye. Give my regards to your mother. What's the matter? Can't you bear to leave me? Or have you forgotten something? Oh, yes, my head. You came for my head, didn't you? Said you couldn't go home without it.
When I was home, the women hissed at my mother in the street and called her names. The boys threw clods of dung at me. Then Athena came to me. She told me I was destined to be a hero. She told me how to find this desolate place. She said you would be asleep. I only had to avoid looking at you. Then I could easily kill you, she said. Did you know she wears your image emblazoned on her armor? Your face is beautiful. The snakes are hideous, but your eyes, your mouth, more beautiful than any woman I've ever seen.
Kiss me. Close your eyes and kiss me. Don't worry, it's only looking at me that kills. Thank you. I've never before been kissed in kindness.
When Athena came to me and called me brother, I knew I really must be Zeus's son. Suppose you were born Poseidon's son. Wouldn't you want him to grow up to be a hero?
You believe me then?
I don't know. Athena is my guardian. I must believe in her.
She was my guardian too. I loved her once.
Athena is wise and just. She would not punish someone who is virtuous.
She failed me. And she punishes me for having seen her failure.
I must kill you. or else I am nothing.
Yes, I know. But after you've killed me, will you go home to Danae? Will you tell her my story?
Yes, I'll tell her.
My head, what will you do with my head?
I'll put it in this leather pouch.
If anyone gives you trouble, you'll just whip out my snaky head and turn him into a statue.
I suppose so.
Of course you will. And then after you've made it home safely, a few mute statues in your wake, what then?
I don't know. What difference does it make to you?
I just want to know how your story ends. I suppose word will get out of your prowess as a statue maker, so you'll be given a hero's welcome wherever you go. And then when your mother is comfortably settled, you'll marry a beautiful princess, and then one day you'll kill your grandfather.
My grandfather?
Yes, don't you remember? An oracle said you would kill your grandfather, so naturally you must do it.
All right. So I'll kill my grandfather. He's nothing to me.
Even if he were everything to you, you do it. It's all settled. You're doomed to be a hero.
Yes.